We're gonna do this one finally because I can't believe that this is the world we live in right now, guys. I legitimately can't. And at the same time, I can believe it. Like, it's this mixture of, on one hand, I can't believe you're that stupid and idiotic and are willing to actually, do this. And on the other hand, I'm like, well, you are that stupid, idiotic, and willing to do something is so laughably idiotic that I'm just sitting here thinking, do you even realize what it is that you're saying? Do you understand what is going on here? And this actually all goes back to this situation back here that took place after the tragic assassination of Charlie Kirk, in which you had a senior sucker punch dev come out here and glorify the political assassination of Charlie Kirk. And I can remind you guys what she said. Drew, okay? Drew, whatever the heck the rest of her is. I hope the shooter's name is Mario so that Luigi knows his bro got his back. This is glorification of political assassinations. This is not okay within human society. Within an actual standard society, none of this is okay. This should be quashed. 100%. This should be tamped out of your society, because if you allow for people to glorify, mock, or even make jokes of any sort of a political assassination in any way whatsoever, you have no society anymore. It's over, it's done, and you will inevitably have violence constantly creep up because they start believing that it is okay to commit violence. They will be venerated. They will make jokes about you. They'll praise you. They'll do all this stuff. This is not okay in any natural human society. But hey, following this, Drew did lose her job, but at the same time, she's now trying to say that she lost her job because of a harassment campaign. Fired Sucker Punch dev Drew Harrison claims gamers enacted a harassment campaign against her that has sucked all the joy from her life after she mocked Charlie Kirk's death. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna come out here and say it. If you mock the political assassination of Charlie Kirk, yes, you deserve to have no joy in your life because you seem to be a very lifeless individual. You have no joy. You are a dark, malevolent being that should be excised from human society. That means thrown onto an island, for crying out loud. Get away from us. You are a disaster waiting to happen. So you losing your job is actually the correct course of action, because whatever you end up doing could have negative ramifications on any company you work for. It is a monumental imperative that you lose your job at that point in time. But wouldn't you have it? Because, she's on the opposite side of Charlie Kirk, and because she's quoting, and doing the things that all those leftards believe is correct, she gets defended. She's being propped up as a victim of cancel culture, which, you know what? Yeah. Nah, not cancel culture. This is 100% accountability culture. And this is 100% a just and righteous thing to do. And then you get Alyssa Mercante coming out here and making a glowing article defending her and calling out the harassment campaign. Now, mind you, this whole story should have been done October 10th. Nah, it should have been done here. Should have been done and over in September. This is practically a dead story. It's practically over. But hey, Alyssa Mercante has to get them clicks from time to time and defend political assassinations and glorifying them because she's ideologically agreed with Drew and all this stuff. But again, this is from Alyssa Mercante. 2 months after firing over Charlie Kirk comments, Ghost of Yokai dev blames harassment campaign. Not bad joke. No. This is not, we're not playing this game. No, I ain't playing this game, Alyssa. It's not a harassment campaign that caused her to lose her job. It is her own stupid unwillingness to understand what it is that she did that got made her lose her job. What happened there was not harassment. What happened there was an inability to actually take accountability and understand that you're a fucking awful human being that should lose your job. And again, before somebody comes out here and says, oh my God, I'm being a hypocrite. What about Catholic culture? Blah, 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 blah. Nah, I'm not playing that fucking game. I'm not. You want to know why I'm not playing that game? Because honestly, take the time travel test. Go back to JFK's assassination. What do you think they would have done for people glorifying the death of JFK? What do you think? They'd be in stocks. I know stocks weren't real back then, but they would be ostracized from human society. If a teacher did that back then in any school, they'd be fired immediately. But we're supposed to now say, well, it's okay because of free speech. Nah, fuck that. Fuck that. None of this is okay. And you coming out here and defending her, it's not really a shocker, but it really just condemns you even more to understand just how awful of a human being you truly are, Alyssa. I have no sympathy for you whatsoever. And I'm only talking about this because you're that retarded and there's nothing else to talk about. But I really don't want this to happen to anyone else because I feel like with the state of everything, it will absolutely happen to other people, says Drew Harris. What? What will happen to other people? Will they go out there and glorify the political killing of another person? Will they go out there and say all sorts of glorious things, make light of it? Would they go out there and do that? Do you think it's okay to go out there and let's say the bad thing happened to, well, just for the sake of argument, not saying I want this to happen because I don't want this to happen, but let's say Hassan. Let's legitimately tackle this and say that it happened to Hassan. What would you do to people making jokes about it happening to Hassan? What? What would you do to all, if it actually happened to Hassan, what would you do? You'd be out there trying to get them to lose their job. If it happened to anybody that you agreed with politically, you would be out there demanding their jobs right now. You'd be out there demanding them lose their jobs. So I'm not playing this fucking game with you because you're acting like a fucking hypocrite. But it's been more than 2 months since right-wing talking head, no, conservative political activist Charlie Kirk was assassinated, and an artist at Ghost of Yote developer Sucker Punch Productions was fired for making a joke on social media. I hope the shooter's name is Mario so Luigi knows his bro got his back. Luigi Mangione, the man that killed and assassinated an insurance guy in New York. This is you glorifying assassins. This is you glorifying assassination culture. This is not okay within any human society. This is not a joke. This is you glorifying the political killings of individuals. You deserve to lose your job at that point in time. End of discussion. Drew Harrison wasn't the only person who was punished by the seething online mass of American alt-right. No. Normal individuals. Normal people thought what happened to Charlie Kirk was atrocious, and everybody came out here to condemn it. If you are thinking the people that were condemning your actions here are just alt-right, you are lost the plot. You are part of the problem right now, and you need to get gone from all public society. Adios. Go to your fucking island for all I care. Remove yourself from our society because you are part of the fucking problem. And the government that supports it. Reuters special reports suggest more than 600 people were fired, suspended, investigated, or otherwise actions against them. What that's not even the fa or other actions were taken against them is what you're trying to say there. But I get it. You're not capable of actually writing, Alyssa, and you're insane. But Harrison's story, which she is commenting on here for the first time, Devotails? What? I don't even know if that's a word. With a year-long harassment campaign her company had faced and remained publicly silent on until the day she was let go. An online mob had been railing against Ghost of Yote and Sucker Punch since the sequel of Ghost of Tsushima was announced last September. They were They were further riled up by Kirk's death and the firestorm of censorship and cancellation around it. Dovetail. That's what she's trying to say. My brain was not wanting to work there, but no. Okay, yeah. Prior to the release of Ghost of Yote, I was actually in the position that I don't think it's going to be a bad game. Were there people going out there saying they think it's going to be a bad game? Yes. Guess what? They're allowed to do it. But you're not going to combine these two things. Because quite frankly, the moment I saw you say this shit, yeah, I didn't want anything to do with your game. I wanted to stay away from your game. I did hope that partially the boycott would work. I thought it would happen way too late, but guess what? I wanted nothing to do with your game. Nothing. I don't care about your game, and rightfully so, because if you worked on this game, guess what? I kind of do hope it fails at that point in time, because I want nothing good for you. And my best answer here is to send you to an island, because everything else I would like to say is against TOS. So sending you to an island is the best outcome in all of this. And if you're going to sit here and defend this and try to say that, oh, all the anti-Gamergates and all those people that were going after, this is all lumped into one big thing. No. If you glorified the killing of Charlie Kirk, if you even justified the killing of Charlie Kirk, try to make it okay by saying, well, he was an alt-right fascist, blah, 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 blah. You are a part of the problem and you need to be excised from human society. You do. You are not good for society. You are a bane on our political system, and you are a bane on our culture as a whole. You are disgusting, monstrous human beings, and you should lose your job. I will fundamentally say it to the end of the earth. From my conversation with Harrison, it appears that Sucker Punch's parent company, Sony Interactive Entertainment, acted swiftly and with little investigation into the situation around Harrison's comments, as they rightfully should. Sucker Punch should have as well. They both should. Immediately when you say shit like this, excise them. Get rid of them. Adios, you are a detriment to our company. As many companies did during those few weeks in September. In doing so, it emboldened gaming's worst behaved actors yet again and set a worrying precedent for an industry that too often kowtows to the reactionary sect within it. You need to lose everything, Alyssa. I'm not even playing this game. The more I read this, the more I'm sitting here thinking, nah. This was a righteous action. And if you're trying to say, they kowtow to the reactionaries, what if this happened to Hassan? Seriously, what if this happened to Hassan? Flip the roles. Say Hassan was the one that got, yeeted that day. Again, do not wish that to happen. Never will wish that to happen. Think that that's an atrocious idea. And anybody who ever thinks that that's a smart idea, you need to be excised from human society. But let's say that happened. And let's say Drew here made a joke, made the same joke. Would you be out here defending her? Would you? Because guess what? My position would stay the same. She deserves to lose her job. My position would have maintained where it is right now. Deserve to lose her job. But that's the funny thing. I doubt your position would have changed. Actually, no, I think your position would have changed drastically. I think your position would be drastically different than what you're taking right now, because the thing is here, you're an ideologue. You only care about what happens to your side. When your side's weaker, you're trying to demand us to play by our rules. No, fuck you. I'm playing by your rules still. Get out of here. Be gone. Adios. But if this would have happened to Hassan and she made this joke about Hassan, you would not be out here defending her. You would be out here criticizing her and saying it was the correct action to remove her from society because she's an alt-right Yahtzee. That would be your actual argument right there. But because it happened to Charlie Kirk and somebody you agree with ideologically that got fired, you're out here defending her. That's not okay. That is fucking insane. And I can't believe that you actually wrote this thing. Muffins and death threats. On September 10th, 10 hours after Kirk was shot, Harrison made an off-color joke on social media. I hope the shooter's name is Mario so that Luigi knows his bro got his back, she wrote, referencing the alleged murder by Luigi Mangione. No, they're 100% a political assassination. 100% a political assassination of United States healthcare executive back in December 2024, which he should be strung up for. I'm going to say it too. A screenshot of her Blue Sky post immediately began circulating on Twitter after right-wing commentators and influencers urged people to track down those who had mocked or criticized Kirk, rightfully so. For the next 12 hours, Harrison's cell phone was bombarded with threatening calls and texts from unknown numbers. Post receipts or it didn't happen. Dozens of replies to her post urged Harrison to off herself and demand a boycott of Sucker Punch's Ghost of Yote. I don't think she should have offed herself, probably removed herself from human society, gone to an island. That would probably be the correct answer. And yeah, I agree. I think there should have been a boycott against Ghost of Yote. I do not want you to actually be, you know, financially successful here. I don't. You worked on the game. I don't want you to succeed. Which was less than a month away from launch. Say goodbye to your career, reads the online post from one anonymous account. Others called her a worm, and much worse for what they viewed as celebration of Kirk's death. I hope the same happens to you. That I disagree with, but guess what? The other things, to say goodbye to your career, that happened. You're a worm? I could think of much worse things to say. This, you know what? I disagree with. I could sit here and say, I don't like that. Don't do that. Guess what? I understand where the idea was coming from, said another anonymous account with one post. Despite this, Harrison was hopeful Sucker Punch was well aware of the tactics of Gamergate, especially since they had resurfaced in the previous year. The allegations that constantly firms were consultancy firms were injecting diversity, equity, blah, 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 blah. I don't really give a shit about that part. Sucker Punch announced queer actor. Well, I don't care. I just thought I'm their entertainment for a day, Harrison told me of the people harassing her. I assumed it was going to go how it always has. Nobody cares about what they say because they literally only harass for the fun of it. There's no moral code they're trying to uphold. There's no cause they're rallying for. They are just trying to make people suffer. The moral code we are rallying around is political assassinations are wrong and glorifying them are bad. The fact that you don't see that is really telling and continues to push my belief that you deserve to lose your job. You deserve to no longer work in this industry at all. You deserve to be adiosed. And the person that liked your comment, by the way, the people that enjoyed what it is that you said, they too should be adiosed from the company. They too should be removed from the company because that is a detriment to the company. And guess what? If something bad does happen with one of you guys, you can now be a actual pariah to the company. The company could be sued into oblivion if you actually go out there and do something. It is their obligation to get rid of you at that point in time. To think that that's not the case is mind-numbingly stupid. I cannot believe that you don't see this. Despite the night of harassment, Harrison was determined to continue working as usual at Sucker Punch. The studio often ordered too many bananas for the communal kitchen at its office in I don't even give a crap, Washington. Oh, that explains a whole lot right there. Harrison would take the mushy brown spotted ones home, baked. I don't give a crap, okay? I don't give a crap. Oh, so she was baking muffins when she was fired. The morning after Kirk was killed, Harrison sent a message to the company-wide office chat. I made the worst people on the internet mad. As an apology, there are banana muffins in the kitchen. Oh. So you're still mocking it. You still want me to gain sympathy after you made muffins for everybody because you pissed everybody off. And you're calling us the worst people. You glorified the death and you're calling us the worst people. Oh, but I made muffins for the entire company. I shouldn't have lost my job. I made muffins. Fuck you. Colleagues reached out almost immediately. Some told Harrison they were also being harassed, while others were unsure what she had done. Many expressed concern for her safety. An office manager, Harrison said, explained that the company's phones were being bombarded with anonymous calls. So many that another Sucker Punch employee who was granted anonymity for fear of retribution told me they were instructed to unplug their desk phones. I'm going to say it now. I want Sucker Punch to go under. I can't believe I'm giving Sony the W right now. Sucker Punch deserves to go under. If this is how you guys were responding to this and saying it's not a big deal, it's not a big deal, it's not a big deal. Oh my God, we have muffins now. You deserve to lose your jobs. You deserve to no longer be a company. And you deserve to actually lose it all. Fuck you. I'm going to say it. A human resource employee asked if Harrison was getting death threats. She said, yes. Recalling the employee replied, I'm here to protect you. Fire them. Fire them all. Midday, a member of Sucker Punch leadership sent a message to the office chat along with a copy of Sony's social media policy. Due to a social media post by one of our team members, many corners of our studio and Sony organization are having to manage a developing situation. The message read, "We may have to pause a trailer release. There will be some significant amount of work created now to ensure we keep the spotlight on the fantastic game we've all created. Please be mindful of how you represent yourself online." This is actually a decent statement right there. Granted, I'm willing to bet that came from Sony, not Sucker Punch, because what I'm hearing right now is Sucker Punch was all on board on defending her. And for that, the company deserves to go under. Sony was the smart one right here because this is 100% a PR disaster for them. Your developers are coming out here to glorify the political assassination of somebody. Yeah, that's not a good thing. You are now making the entire... We are about to release our game in a month. The whole story is no longer about our game. It's about the psychotic employee that is glorifying death. What do you think the correct answer in this situation would be? Get rid of that employee. We have a game about to come out. We want everything about on this game. We don't want it on this employee. This employee is going to tank our entire career. Get rid of her. Oh, but hey, that's a wrong move according to Alyssa Mercante and all these people. Hours later, Harrison was invited to a video call with someone she had never met, a member of Sony's Human Resources Department. Within 10 minutes, she no longer had a job. Good, good. You know what? This is a rare Sony W. This is a massive, rare Sony W. And I'm going to come out here and say it. Massive Sony W right now. I never imagined seeing this. Okay, I never imagined seeing it, but knowing that it was Sony that had to make the call, not Sucker Punch, guess what? Sony gets the W. Sucker Punch, you lost the W. You lost it. I was originally giving you guys the W because you at least fired her. No, it was Sony's call to fire her. The right call, by the way. Jesus Christ. Fire them all. Yes, fire them all. Fire them all. Let's we're only going to read a few more of this because this is just insane. At the time, Sony confirmed to Kotaku that Harrison was no longer employed, but otherwise didn't comment, which is simple. She got fired. Bye. A little more than a week later, Sucker Punch studio head Brian Fleming told GameFile, "I think we're aligned as a studio that celebrating or making light of someone's murder is a deal breaker for us, and we condemn that kind of in no uncertain terms." He declined to elaborate further. He didn't need to elaborate further. That's the thing. He said it. I know this is a corpo response, but that's all he needed to say. You guys wanting him to elaborate further would have tanked the company even more. Would have destroyed everything even further. You guys want him to talk more about firing a person that glorified death. Simply saying, hey, we don't want that. We don't want that at all in our company. That's the good move. I get it was a corpo response, but that's the good move. But to these people, that's not the good move. You need to condemn the people wanting to get her fired. You need to condemn them. No. Hey, Alyssa, you should also lose your jobs from now on. If this is the position you're taking, I do hope you lose your jobs from now on. And I'm not signing up to whatever shit this is. The company for Harrison's firing had been led by a popular streamer, Zach Hoyt, known as Asmongold, and Mark Kern off... Wait, what? The company for Harrison's firing had been led by... Oh, the campaign! The campaign for Harrison's firing. Led by Zach Hoyt, known as Asmongold, and Mark Kern, a former video game executive who posts under the name Grums. On the day of Kirk's death, Grums instructed his followers to help Asmongold amass a list of those mocking or cheering Charlie Kirk's assassination, which I agree with. Get them gone. Bye. Adios, all of them. Send them to the island. It's the correct move. After Harrison was fired, Asmongold, who has more than 3.6 million followers on Twitch and 4.5 million on YouTube, discussed the development on his stream. "They got fired from their job," he said. "Too bad, huh? Wow, what a shame for you," he added. "Eventually, you'll get a new job, and when you do, I might just make another video and contact that employer too. Now, why would I do that? For fun? I enjoy it. I like it. It's a nice pastime." You know what? I agree, because you want to know why? The difference here one, you guys did all the same thing beforehand, so don't even act like you're in any way, shape, or form morally grander than any of us. But two, she glorified the death of somebody. I don't want her working at anything. She's not even qualified to work at a 7-Eleven in my opinion. She shouldn't even work as a 7-Eleven. Think of the lowest rung job, something that even a stupid person can do. I don't even think she's qualified to do that anymore. Because she glorified the death of somebody. She should be ostracized from human society. Studios don't want to address toxicity against their employees because they see it as confronting the dark side of their community, which they believe is a core demographic. Guess what the dark side in this community was at this point in time? Her. She was the dark side. And again, I take it back. What if this happened to Hassan? Alyssa, what if this happened to Hassan? What if Hassan was the one that got yeeted? She's not an innocent victim in all this. She's the perpetrator. And you sitting here trying to run the defense for her, trying to say that this is Gamergate in any way, shape, or form is nightmarish. And I am going to say it. You should lose your job too, Alyssa. You should. Bye. Adios. The company here, what is this? Aftermath? Whatever this is, they should fire you. No longer work with you. And if they defend this, this article needs to be yeeted. Yeeted. I'm calling for it. Alyssa, this article, everything, yeeted. Because you're defending this. You're defending these actions being taken here. And again, you wouldn't do this if it was Hassan that got yeeted that day. You'd be on the exact opposite side saying these people all deserve to be fired. But the problem is you don't see that. And if you do see that, that pretty much proves that you're a hypocrite. That proves you're a hypocrite. Because you're too stupid to see it. That's the sad thing. You're too idiotic to see it. And here's the thing. I got more because obviously she had to go around and share this and say, look at all my good writing here. Look at all my good writing. And again, I am blocked by her, so I can't actually say this. So you can see this. Somebody already saying great article, great article. But somebody else who said great article, David Jaffe. David Jaffe out here defending political assassinations. Good for you, David Jaffe. Fantastic piece by Alyssa. And honestly, when this went down, I remember being very disappointed with Sony about this. They used to be better than this when it came to this sort of stuff. They should reach out and hire that woman back with a raise and an apology. Nope. She comes back, I will condemn Sony 100%. I will start rallying harder against Sony. I will fundamentally say I will never buy another Sony product ever again. It doesn't matter what game it is. I will never, ever, ever buy another Sony product again. Because it just tells me you're okay with political assassination. It's not really shocking that David Jaffe's okay with political assassinations, but that's what I'm just learning now. David Jaffe's fine with political assassinations. But from the top rope, Colin Moriarty actually comes in with a good take. And I got to give Colin Moriarty some love here. One, ratioed the fuck out of David Jaffe. But two, points this out. Whether firing her was the right choice or not, the rules of the game were arbitrarily determined years ago by the very people now being subjected to the blowback of their own. This was the inevitable outcome of the culture they worked very hard to create, and so it is what it is. Now, obviously, he's taking, the fence-sitting position, obviously, but let's not mix words here. Everything you're bitching about is what you guys did for a long time. Now, I don't see it as being hypocritical. I see it as trying to at least have some sort of human rules in our society right now. Just a basic modicum of you don't glorify political assassinations. Like that's insane to think that this is a discussion we're having in our modern era. I think that's a fine stance to have. And again, if this happened to Hassan, if this happened to when this happened to JFK, anything, everybody would still be saying the same shit. Except for these losers. Like, everybody that hates Hassan would still be out here saying it's not okay to glorify his death. They'd still be out here saying this is a bad thing. Which shows that we actually have like a position in our life. We actually have a moral compass. These people don't. But Jaffe has to respond to this because he's too retarded to understand just basic moral principles here. Who is they, though? Sucker Punch? PlayStation? Are you saying there are instances we know of where they fired someone for having far-right views or being anti-LGBT? If so, I'll agree with you, but I don't recall those stories, but I may be blanking. Can anyone fill in those blanks? We know there's plenty of people that have lost their jobs for being, you know, maybe not pro-gays. Maybe being a little conservative. Heck, we could think of this. It wasn't Sony that did this, but actually it might have been Sony. There was the Halo person. You guys remember the Halo chick? All she was wanting to do was put on a all-female Halo League. Remember this story. This was only a couple of years ago. She wanted to put on an all-female Halo League. She wanted to do all that. And in that league, she said, I don't want people who identify as females. I want biological females in this league. She got fired and canceled for that. She got terminated for that because she was anti-LGBTQ. She was trying to do something for females. No. Bad. Bye. Far right, alt right, blah, blah, blah. Bye. That happened just a few years ago. I remember that story. These people defended her losing her job. These people championed her losing her job. But hey, this, I mean, now it's happening to us and we're mad about it. Miss me with your bullshit. Defending the political assassination of anybody, no matter what political side they're on, is wrong, period. End of the story. This is not okay. This is all awful, to say the least. And to think that Alyssa Mercante, David Jaffe, and all these people are out here thinking that we need to now champion this person. Holy hell. I am now looking at you in a much darker light, and I do want you gone from our society and on that fucking island over there. Go. Bye. Adios. You are not people in my eyes. You are the bane of human existence, and you should be removed. Adios.